Let's get physical, physical. I wanna get physical.
People don't hear
Wait, there's other words too.
I don't know the other
Let
words.
me
There
hear
is?
your body talk. Yeah, see, Joe remembers things. Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm Lauren.
And we are
The
NeuroNerds.
Yes, that was on time.
I feel pretty good about that.
NeuroNerds.
You know, there's the second half, like she goes, I wanna get animal. She does.
Oh yeah, she
at the
does.
end of the song. See, Grease was filmed at my high school.
Oh, congratulations.
I didn't go to it then. I'm not that old. Come on, son. But Space Jam was filmed at my high school.
I love Space Jam. Someone said that Space Jam is just Kingdom Hearts for basketball.
Oh shit, that's actually really good. Have you played Kingdom Hearts?
Of course, I played the first one. Excuse me, I played Final Fantasy 10, 10-2, Kingdom Hearts. They had a Baldur's Gate alliance.
Oh shit! Do you want to know what I find really funny?
Mm.
And I find this very funny. We were gonna talk about like physical activity.
So we go to video
and
games?
immediately we just revert all the way back to, so when I played Kingdom Hearts and so Final Fantasy I say it like that because there's like the super nerdy games. It's not like, oh, so I was playing Madden or I was playing Metal Gear Solid.
Did you not play Final Fantasy?
No, I did. So, all right, so obviously I'm a nerd, right? But I'm a cool nerd.
Well, I have to question that now.
No, impossible. Cool nerd. So anyways, so like I played like Super Mario Kart, which is amazing.
I love Mario Kart.
I played the PlayStation version of that, which was Crash Team Racing, which I was like the greatest player in the world.
What about Mario Party?
Mario Party was cool.
So much fun.
It was. Still till today, it's super fun.
I love that game so much.
So, and then like I would play Metal Gear Solid, Siphon Filter, like all of these like dope games. I tried to play Final Fantasy because I saw a trailer that lied to my face. And I was like, this is going to be amazing.
Which one?
I don't know. Final Fantasy 1 through 10. Choose one. Like, because they're all terrible.
No.
So,
I love Final Fantasy 7.
I'm not a fan of the gameplay. The gameplay. Okay, so like when I play, when I play, I'm like, oh, I see a dude. I want to go over there. I'm gonna punch the dude in the face, right? When you play Final Fantasy, it's like, oh, I see that dude. I'm going to press this button to go over there to choose this thing, to be able to press this other button to walk over there while holding said thing, and then press this other button to be in position to attack. It's too much. There's too many steps instead of just like, see dude, punch dude. It's like, no, it's like all of this other prep stuff. RPGs. I like action RPGs. I don't like RPGs.
What? You're like a Cro-Magnon of like video games.
I'm just like that in life.
Well, this is true.
I'm like a Neanderthal.
My goodness.
But
You know how many
you know what I
people we're
mean?
going to alienate?
No,
You're going to alienate by hating on Final Fantasy?
It's not hating. All right, it's hating. I'm not
I
going to sugarcoat it. It's hating.
Beyond that, they had the movies that went with it. There was Final Fantasy VII, Advent Children.
The cartoon movie thing where it looked creepy real.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
I love it because it's Cloud and Tifa. It was awesome.
Those are words. It like, so I saw the movie and I was like,
which one?
The first one where it looked like the Animatrix animation.
Yeah, but what was it about?
I don't know.
Who was the main character?
It was some chick.
How was she? Did she have long black hair?
Yes.
Okay, that's Tifa.
Yes, it was. Yes. So it was her, and I was like, this is actually really cool. Man, I wish the game was cooler.
Oh my god.
It's not.
And then they had Dirge of Cerberus.
So I used to play.
What is wrong with you?
I used to play only action games, and then again, we're gonna eventually get to like physical stuff, but I played like a lot of action games, and then like
they fight in action games, yeah.
The RPG games, I was like, that's just too much. It's
what about
too nerdy.
like Tekken or Mortal Kombat?
Those are action. Those are fighting games.
Yeah.
Those aren't RPGs.
True.
So
do you hate on them too?
No, I love those. I love fighting games.
I'm feeling very offended right now. Very attacked about this. Baldur's Gate is all that. Like that's what I don't claim to be a gamer. I will never claim to be a gamer. I am like gamer far adjacent. Like I've tried like World of Warcraft. I played it I think for 3 hours and I was like, no, I can't do this.
Nerd.
Yeah. For 3 hours. My brother's a gamer. He plays Battlefront. He played Diablo. He has
see your brother
Knights
Diablo
of the Old Republic.
See, all of those are RPGs.
Witcher, all the good games. These are awesome games. I play I know where I am. I play Baldur's Gate. That is my jam. Like I stay in that jam.
I play Balderdash.
Final Fantasy. I play Mortal Kombat and Tekken. I love Tekken Tag. Like that's awesome. But my goodness, I'm feeling so attacked for all those things. Why are you so mean?
I don't think I'm attacking. I just don't like terrible games. No. So, all right. So
they're some of the most popular games in history.
Well, yeah, they are. They are. So like I'm getting a little bit better with RPG-like things, but RPGs themselves are too boring and too slow for me. Wow. All the air just got sucked out of the room.
Oh, I don't know if I can continue this episode.
What?
You're talking to someone who likes Dungeons and Dragons, which is the epitome of role-playing games.
Yes, but so is World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I just didn't like the gameplay, but that doesn't. Wow.
That's my biggest issue. My biggest issue was the gameplay.
But you're just hating on
like Diablo. You mentioned Diablo,
yeah,
right?
Diablo's awesome.
So back in the day, again, I'm a 90s kid. So like, I was born like I was an 80s kid. I was a 90s kid. Like I grew up. Like I was a teenager. Like
I don't know how you're gonna salvage this.
I was like in junior high school and in high school in the 90s. So like it was like my decade because I was like like I was almost grown. So you see like these commercials for like these new games coming out, and I was like, oh shit, this is like amazing. I saw Diablo. I was like, oh, Diablo's gonna be great. So maybe my friends, like one of them got it, and they're like, dude, I got Diablo. Come over and play. So we played. Mm-hmm. It was the most boring game I've ever played. Like it was like, oh, there's this plant thing coming towards us, and you had to like hit a button, and then you would just see like this arm come across the screen, go whoosh, like a sword. And I was like,
that was the infancy of actual RPG.
It was. So, but here's the thing: the gameplay is exactly the same. The gameplay, the way the game is laid out, the graphics have gotten significantly better. It's not even close.
But I'm confused. Like, what is the aspect of it? Is it the fact that like there's no controller, or like if you have the controller and you push A, that it punches, or do you not like having options like getting to your menu and being like, okay, it's my turn to attack, so I'm gonna pick
that.
Okay, so you don't like the turn-based style.
No. Because it's like, all right, it's
but it's more strategy.
It is.
Instead of hack and slash.
You can have the exact same strategy without that, because there are action RPGs. Borderlands is an amazing shooter RPG. So like it has great shooter mechanics that I love, but it has the RPG because you could build your character in the tree.
What about James Bond on N64?
That's a shooter.
Yeah, but it's also RPG.
It's not. It's a shooter. Now again, you're a far away gamer. I'm an absolute gamer, right? Mm-hmm. So RPG is Kingdom Hearts, and RPG is Final Fantasy, is Diablo, is World of Warcraft. I'm not super into those games.
Are you into Assassin's Creed?
I love Assassin's Creed.
That's an RPG.
It's not. It's an action RPG. See, there's a huge difference. I'm not anti-RPG. I'm anti-RPG by itself. I like action role-playing games that are heavy emphasis on the action. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm into. I just want to make sure that like that's what we're talking about, because your type of RPG, it's like the nerdy stuff, And again, we are the NeuroNerds, and Lauren is like leaning heavily on the nerd.
I'm feeling really attacked.
Well, you should right now. It didn't start that way. It started out with us talking about physical stuff that quickly turned into us talking about games.
I'm gonna cry, you guys, and leave.
Oh my God. I'm gonna go cry and just take 15 minutes for my character in World of Warcraft to walk across and punch somebody.
I don't play World of Warcraft.
I wanted to play World of Warcraft when like Mr. T did the commercials.
I really tried to like it. My brother played it a lot. I tried. Or like StarCraft. It was kind of cool because you built bases. I loved like Zoo Tycoon. Like those are fun. Those are fun.
Okay, so those are simulators.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying it's a RPG. But
have you ever played The Sims?
Yeah, I played for like a hot minute, but it was not that great.
I would try to. I would like the
Let
characters.
me tell you, tried to make them have sex.
No. I would like make them hold their pee. I just thought it was funny.
So you're a cruel, cruel god.
Oh yeah. Oh, do you know what was an amazing game on the iPhone that was great? Have you ever heard of Pocket God?
No.
Pocket God was like you had like this island with these little people, and then you can do whatever you want. You can be a dick, you murder them, you can take sharks and like make them eat them.
Guys, he's a sadist.
I'm not.
I might need to leave.
I'm just saying it's called. Anyways, it was a cool game.
Well, we obviously digressed
a little bit
because like he's hating on RPGs, and I don't know if I can continue this relationship because I just got a Mac, and my Baldur's Gate game does not play on my Mac. So
good. Really you know what you should do? Get a console.
I don't want a console.
You do.
I have a console. I just don't have time.
What do you have?
I have a PS2. My brother has a PS4. But I still keep my PS2 in case there ever comes a day that I need a DVD player.
Wow. Well, my Xbox One plays DVDs.
I don't want an Xbox.
Yeah, but you would have an amazing gaming system.
But I would rather spend all my money on something else versus a new gaming system. So I'm cool.
Yeah, heroin isn't cheap. Just kidding, guys. Don't do drugs. It's terrible.
All right, and on that horrible point, we're going to pivot.
We are.
We are, if you couldn't tell from our intro before we started talking about video games.
I want to get
physical. So, not that type of physical, but we're going to talk about the importance of your physical health in regards to your recovery. And especially if we start thinking about some of our superheroes, a lot of them are, not all of them, but a lot of our, like the action heroes or our favorite heroes that we think of, they use their physicality in some way or another, or martial art in some way or another. But so that's a very important aspect, both in regular life, in recovery, and in like nerdy hero life.
Yeah.
Right? In your RPG, I'm sure whether it's an action or a Final Fantasy style, Baldur's Gate style, Dungeons and Dragons style RPG, if you have a paladin or a fighter or a ranger, like you need to get your stat boosts in there. Like you need your strength to be maxed out and your dexterity to be maxed out. Like, come on. Right?
Oh, all right. So speaking of like action games, one of my favorite games ever is Grand Theft Auto. Right? Because I'm a horrible person.
That is a horrible game.
No. But dig this. So there was Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And I'm getting to like the physical part. Your character, it was very RPG like this. So your character had to work out. You had to have your character work out or your character would get fat. Like if you would just go and you'd be low on energy, you had to get food. But if you ate like junk food, your character would like seriously get fat. And then he wouldn't be able to run away from the cops. I'm not kidding.
So are you trying to emulate that game right now?
Oh, are you calling me fat?
By not working out?
Oh, I'm being shamed. Wow.
His girlfriend shamed him first and told me to talk about this.
Yes. Our tech department shamed me.
Yes.
Well, all right. So we just moved. We moved into a house on the side of a mountain, which is actually really cool. So we don't really go to a gym anymore. So we're working out at home.
And they have all the space. Like, it's not like there's not enough space to work out. So don't let him lead you astray.
No. So I'm being honest about it. So it's just a new routine. So all survivors out there, most of you guys should know. You guys know, like routine means everything. And when the routine's broken, it kind of like throws you for a loop. So I'm just trying to figure out a new routine. So working out at home is like a completely different thing. We're doing like the HIIT workouts, the high intensity interval. Yes. Mm-hmm. High intensity. What is it? What does HIIT stand for?
I don't know because I don't do this. It's HIIT.
Oh, yeah. High intensity interval training. Boom. See? Two people, two sides of the brain, just made one. So yeah.
It's more like a brain and a half and then like the other half.
Yeah. It's like really, really smart and then really, really dumb. And we come together and we're like a normal person. So it's different doing it at a gym and it's also different doing it at home. So I just haven't figured out the rhythm yet, but I'll get back into it. I'm not fat. I'm not. I'm steadily, and I'm proud to say, I've been steadily under 200 pounds like for the last few months. The heaviest I was pre-stroke was like 233.
Okay.
When I was in the hospital.
That's a lot.
Yes, it is. That led to the stroke too. So it's not like I'm tiny. I'm almost 6'2". So like it's normal weight, but it was bad weight.
I like how he says almost.
Yeah. It says 6'1.5". I own every quarter of that inch. So it was a soft 230 when I had my stroke and almost died. So when I was in the hospital, lost a bunch of weight, lost a bunch of like muscle mass. So the lowest I was 183, which is like I was frail, you know. But then I started gaining a little bit more muscle, started gaining a little bit more weight, and then like the highest I've been since out of the hospital, I think was like 205, 206. Okay. So I'm steadily now at like 197, 198, and I think I'm very comfortable there. You know, 198 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal, right?
And just remember, though, guys, the number on the scale is actually not important.
It's not.
No,
it's not.
No. But what is really important is keeping your health under control, not just for aesthetic reasons, but also any number of really detrimental and really bad things that are out there health-wise, like diabetes and heart health and all those, even cancers. You really need to keep track of what you're eating, what you're putting into your body, and then how you are keeping yourself healthy by training, in whatever form that you like and that you can do. Because if you if you have a brain injury and you're in recovery, you might have limiting factors. Like you might not be able to walk, but you can sure as hell bet that there are people out there that have figured out some techniques. There is so as y'all know, I'm a pole dancer. There is a very famous aerialist and pole dancer. His name is Jason Lamb. He goes by J. Crow. He was in an accident, and I cannot remember if he was in a car accident or if he actually fell from some silks, because I think he performed with Cirque du Soleil.
Oh, wow.
And he had a spinal injury where he was, I think he was a quadriplegic.
Oh, wow. That's rough.
And so, but he's been in recovery for 2-3 years, and he's able to do push-ups.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And so he's able to sit up on his own now. And he's working on walking again.
That's great.
And so sometimes when you get those diagnoses from doctors, like you got to know your limiting factors and then be like, what can I do to improve it?
Right.
Right. If even just to keep your mental state better, So, my profession, I'm in the fitness profession as a dance instructor and as a martial artist. And so I literally work out 4 or 5 days a week. For more than 2 hours a day.
That's why I'm physically intimidated by my co-host.
I mean, seriously, I'm exhausted. I teach pole dance or Middle Eastern dance, and then I'm at the gym, and then I'm training by myself for a few hours because I have a competition in a couple of weeks. And so, but there comes a time on the other end where I have to be very conscious of how much I'm putting my body through. And there are days because we always talk about listen to your body, because again, Joe's brain was telling him that, hey fucker, calm down.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, dummy, you're gonna die. Relax.
Let's put a hole in your brain. And then after I had my car accident, like literally I was babbling. And so I was teaching a dance class and I started to babble.
Oh my gosh.
Right? And so it was one of the most surreal, frightening things, but it was also being like, hello,
right.
Hello, your brain's not working. So I have to be very conscious of myself when I'm really overtraining. And there are some days where your body's like, yeah, well, we're not doing the most basic move ever. Like, we're not lifting 5-pound weights today. Like, no. And you got to listen. You got to be like, okay, fine. I'm going to take that back a little.
Right. A lot of people are like, yeah, but I don't want it. It's like, cool. You can take it easy now, or your body's going to shut down. You're going to hurt yourself, and you're going to be forced to take it easy for, instead of a day or two, a month or two.
Exactly.
Worst case, a year.
Yeah.
More. Even like you might not be able to do this ever again. So just be patient, like understand what your body is trying to tell you. If it's like, well, I'm a little bit tired, I can push through. Okay. But if your body is like, hey, you're going to harm yourself, because there's a big difference between
I'm sore and I'm tired.
Being hurt and being injured. If you're hurt, you can still continue doing what you're doing. You push through a little bit of the pain. If you're injured, you have to stop. You have to heal before you can continue. Because if you keep pushing on an injury, you can now have a permanent injury,
Yeah.
Like
a detrimental one.
Listen to your body. Don't be an idiot. Don't be like Joe. Don't be like this guy. I remember it. Like I've been like this my entire life. I was in junior high school and I broke my ankle playing basketball.
Oh God.
And yeah. So when I tore ligaments, as the worst. The break didn't hurt. The ligaments tearing, that hurt. So when I got my cast off, actually initially after a month, I tried to take the cast off myself. Again, not very bright.
See, doesn't listen to the doctor, doesn't listen to his body.
Nope. So when I got the cast off, the doctor said, cool, you can do your first light jogging in about 6 to 8 weeks. I was in full blown practice 48 hours later. So even today, I still have a little bit of issue with my left ankle. Like I can't, it's not like it's like deformed or anything, but like, like when you roll your ankle and like move it around, there is, it's not the same. And I know it. And it's because I did some stupid stuff.
He has a stamp on it that says fragile.
Yeah. Oh, that must be French. Oh man, I love A Christmas Story. So being physical is something that you kind of need to do. I lived pre-stroke. What led into the stroke is a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety, which depressed me even more, and it led to like a stagnant lifestyle. Like I didn't want to do anything. I didn't really want to go anywhere. So what did I do? Gain weight. I ate like shit. Because why? I was depressed. And what made me feel better? This gross, disgusting, new weird thing from Jack in the Box. Because like in that moment, all that salt, all the sugar, all of it made me happy for this little bit of time. But I was literally, I was poisoning my body. Like I was just becoming just fat and nasty, and I was clogging my arteries, and I was raising my blood pressure. My insides were becoming inflamed with all of this shit. It was terrible. It was like this vicious cycle. And I'm not saying don't ever eat any of that stuff, because I'll tell you, yes, I will have another McRib in my life, because I love the McRib. It's disgusting. It's not even like real meat. It doesn't even look like real meat. It's like goo that's pressed to be in the shape of a rib.
Oh, please stop.
Anyways, I love the McRib. But if I shouldn't have a McRib multiple times a week when they're available, but I did. I should have one once a year. Once a year.
The key is moderation.
Yeah, and I didn't have that. I was just like, instead of doing drugs, I was eating gross stuff.
That's actually a real thing.
It is.
It's a real addiction.
So drugs, you kind of have to go out of your way to go get them. Food is everywhere.
Well, sugar is, it's like, how they say like, oh, caffeine's a drug. It's a legal drug and it's bad for you. Well, it is if you have too much.
No,
but
yeah,
sugar
is
worse.
Rough. So sugar is really close to being cocaine.
Yes.
It's so close. Like what happens in your brain when like you're addicted to cocaine is basically the exact same thing that happens when you're addicted to sugar. So yeah, I remember I quit soda back in the day for I think it was like 4 months. I was the nastiest. I was withdrawing.
Yeah, you have withdrawals.
I was angry. I was nasty. I got sick. I threw up. I had migraines. Like my body needed it, like I reverted back. Like I started getting on soda again, but I haven't had soda since I've been out of the hospital.
Oh, I was gonna say, I haven't had a soda in 8 years.
Oh shit. You know what I have instead? I have bubble water because I have a soda stream. It's just regular, because regular water, let's be honest, it's boring.
I love regular water. Put a little lemon in it. You're perfect.
Yeah, because you're a nerd. I don't know why that like had anything to do with it. It absolutely did though.
So you're water shaming me now?
Yeah. So like you should have flat water with lemon while you play your garbage RPG game.
Oh my god! Not only do I resemble that comment, dude, but there's quite a few people who do too.
I just leaned back and hit my head. CTE.
Oh, good karma. Karma.
So post stroke, I watch everything that I eat. I eat like a rabbit. Not as much still. I can actually have I can go out and enjoy food because I don't do it every single day. And like when I go out, I'm not like, oh, I need to gorge on all this stuff. I actually make some pretty healthy choices. Even so, for the first time in my life, like I'll go to Chipotle. Like when it's like, oh, I need to get something to eat. I love Chipotle. I'm sorry, I fucking love Chipotle. You can make a face. It's great. And I get a burrito bowl instead of a burrito.
Yay.
Yeah, it's like a rice and meat salad.
But there's still a lot of rice there. Do you get the beans too?
I do. Oh, I do. I do black beans.
That's a lot of carbs.
It is.
Carbs are sugar.
Well, no, not all, your body needs carbs. I should be getting them from vegetables.
No. Yes, I'm not saying I love me some good carbs, but like you want more of the veggies. Yeah.
You should be eating nothing, but no, you should be eating a high vegetable when you eat meats, lean meats. Like let's be healthy. Look,
well, I love ribeye steak, so I don't eat no lean meats, but.
Ribeye is not lean.
Oh my god, I was like, ribeye is all about marbling. Medium rare.
So it's fun to eat all that stuff, but if you want to be healthy, if you're recovering, or if you want to avoid some of these issues, let's all be grown folk. Let's be adults.
And you know what you want to do, because there's so many schools of thought on diet and nutrition and fitness, especially like brain recovery status. Yeah. It would really behoove you to go talk to a professional.
Yeah.
Don't take advice from us. We're not doctors. And we're not certified nutritionists. But like go seek out, if you wherever your health insurance might accept it, like at your doctor's office, if they offer nutritional health. A lot of doctors, man, I keep thinking of words in Spanish. Sorry, guys. I was about to say más o menos, which means more or less. If a friend of mine's she has a master's in nutritional sciences. What she was telling me is like regular doctors, they have to take like 1 unit on nutritional health.
Yeah.
So oftentimes when you go visit like your general practitioner, they don't really I don't want to say they don't really know what they're talking about, but they didn't specialize in that. And they kind of say like the one size fits all kind of fitness plan or diet plan. Cause I'm a heavy girl. I don't look like I weigh as much as I do.
Right. Well, can I tell you why? You have the density of a dying star.
Aww.
That's why. Like you're not fat. You're not thick. Like you're built like a woman.
Aww.
Right. When you're on a scale, it's shocking how much you weigh.
So I probably weigh 20 pounds more than what you think.
Seriously.
And so like when I'll go into the doctor, because all they do is like look at your number. They don't really look at you
as a
makeup.
healthy person.
And I remember I was sitting there with a nurse who was not in any good shape at all. Like she was a very big gal. And very snottily, she turned and was looking at all my numbers. And she goes, so, we like to recommend for people to work out at least 30 minutes 5 times a week. Do you exercise at all? And I was like, and I told her, I said, yeah, I work out 3 hours a day, 7 days a week. And she's like, can you list that out for me, please? And literally by the time we got to Wednesday, she stopped writing it down because she realized I actually did what I talked about. But again, because that's where doctors are, they don't specialize. Nurses don't specialize in nutritional health. Because it's what I ended up doing was I reached out to a certified nutritional professional. And not necessarily someone who maybe got certified.
Right.
I went to someone who had like a master's degree in this and who was also open to other styles of nutrition because she's a vegan. She's straight up vegan, but I was like, I don't want to be vegan. But she was totally cool with that. She's like, cool, let's get some testing done. Let's look at what your levels are so we can customize what we need to do for supplements, what we need to do for the types of food that cause inflammation, your food allergies. And then she tailor-made something for me. It was a little bit because she's not on my insurance. It was a little bit of money out of my pocket out front, but it's been instrumental in helping me recover by keeping my body balanced and healthy.
Right. Yeah. Don't like doctors are amazing. They are like I had a neurosurgeon and the doctors at the hospital. They literally saved my life. Now, do I agree with every single thing that they say? No, especially like when it came to recovery, because it's also several different food, like food for thought, like schools of thought. For like, I had one doctor that said, you know what, you could never have another alcoholic drink in your life. You know what, you can't eat this thing. You know what, you can't have coffee. And I was like, oh, but then I started to realize, oh, this doctor's terrible. He's like the McDonald's of doctors. He sees so many people. He's just trying to get them out the door. Mm-hmm. Felice's father, amazing man. He told me about doctors, like how he feels. He's kind of a yogi. Like he does a lot of naturopathic stuff, mm-hmm. homeopathy, all this holistic stuff. And he told me, he's like, look, doctors, like when it comes to it, if you need to take that silver bullet, if you need to like have the surgery, have the surgery. He's like, but all this other stuff you can work out naturally. He's like, doctors, what they
like
do.
If you have a gunshot, no, like
go to the doctor.
You have cancer, go to the
doctor. He's like, doctors, when you're there, they either want to cut it out mm-hmm. or drug it out.
Yes.
Very rarely do they want to like help you get whatever's wrong with you fixed naturally, because it takes too much time and energy. Money. So it's easy just to be like, oh, surgery, we're going to cut that thing out.
Yeah.
Take this drug. There's a drug for people like, all right. So my mom's my mom. And she would rather take a pill to get her vitamin D than go out in the sun for like a half hour a day. She's like, she would rather not do that. And I'm like, Ma, you could just do this. No, the pill's easier. Like, okay, that's her school of thought. I think personally, instead of like taking pills for stuff, you could literally just go outside.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm on high blood pressure medication, which fucking sucks, but I don't want to be on it the rest of my life. So I'm doing all of the things now so I can naturally regulate my blood pressure, because I don't want to take pills if I don't have to.
And if you have a doctor that you don't philosophically agree with,
change them.
Yeah. And if you find yourself a really good doctor, keep them. That's what happened with me. Is I never really had a general practitioner I liked. I have Kaiser, which is an HMO, which is great for big things. But some of the little things, like they have their bureaucracy and blah, blah, blah. But when I had my brain injury, I went into the doctor 4 days later because I had a migraine, threw up. Oh. And so like, if you have a brain injury, if you have a head injury and you throw up, that's a very bad sign.
Horrible.
So I happened to be really lucky. I didn't go to the emergency room. I was able to get a same day appointment with the doctor. I'd never met this man, but I sat down. He sat and listened to everything I said, took copious notes. And he was a younger doctor, and he turned and says, well, you've displayed every classic sign of a concussion. And he's like, and actually you have a couple signs of a brain bleed. And so he was able to sit there and articulate what I was going through, my options, the cost and benefits of getting a CAT scan. I was terrified of getting a CAT scan because I'm slightly claustrophobic.
Oh,
yeah, I was terrified. And he's like, I don't like to overprescribe radiation if I don't have to. So it was really cool. And I remember I was walking out and I literally was like, are you accepting new patients? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, you're my new doctor.
That's awesome.
And then I was able to go to him after I saw my nutritionist, because some of the tests my nutritionists want to order, most general HMO doctors won't order them because they're, considered superfluous or something like that. But my doctor was so cool. He literally said, hey, let's save you $1,000. And he like opens up like the directory of all the testing that the hospital can do and said, hey, pick what you need. He's like, give me the list from your doctor. And we sat for 15 minutes and just picked out different tests that resembled what my nutritionist ordered. Cost me $35 with insurance. So it was fabulous.
That's amazing.
So I have a great doctor.
You do have a great doctor. So like the first 2 doctors I had were horrible.
I'm sorry, that sucks.
Like when I say horrible, I mean terrible. I had a question for one of my doctors and he shooed me away. I was like, what are you doing? Like, why is that a thing? Yes.
No bedside manner.
No. Not at all. Like super socially awkward. I know all about socially awkward. So Felice, she had a doctor that took, like, we have the same insurance, and her doctor is amazing. And I was like, everything I need is you. He had just stopped taking that insurance. Mm-hmm. She was like the last wave. And I'm like, oh man. So every time she would have a visit, I would go and I would get more information from him than my own primaries.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
It's not. So like, I come out of pocket now to go to him, and he gave me like an amazing rate because he actually wants to see me get better.
Oh, God forbid,
it's
right?
Crazy, right? Yeah, it's crazy. So when Lauren said earlier, go talk to somebody like a doctor, go talk to a few.
Yes,
because
it's
you'll
like
talk.
Dating.
It is. It really is. Like you'll talk to one and it'll be like, oh, well, you should do this. And the other one, no, you should do this. Basically, if everybody is saying the same thing, it's probably because you should be doing that. Mm-hmm. Or basically, if they're saying opposite things, see which one works for you.
Or it's something in the middle.
Yeah, do your research. If one's saying you should be on a carnivore diet, be like, okay, well, why? Do your own research because you're an adult,
yes.
Or you want to be one. And figure out, does that work for you? Are the health benefits going to work for what's going on with you? And if another doctor's like, well, you got to stay away from meat, you got to be all veggie, what are the health benefits? Is that going to work for your life? You know what I mean?
Yeah. You got to be your own advocate. And if you can't be your own advocate because, you're in recovery, and I mean, that happens,
yes.
Then you need to find someone to be your advocate that will have your best interest. It might not be family. Your parents, your siblings, your spouse might not be your best advocate. So there are services out there that offer advocacy for medical, for legal,
absolutely.
everything. That
just find them. Like
Google.
You have to like go look. Yeah. Like sometimes like check forums, check comments in
you can
forums.
Even ask your doctor. Because I believe in hospitals, at least in the US, I believe there's medical advocates there.
There is. Yes. There are.
Yes.
There absolutely are. But again, these are things that you have to like search out. People aren't just going to be like, oh, here's all this great information that you need in life. You actually have to, put in the effort to find it, but it's well worth the effort. Please take care of your health. So make sure you work out. You have to work out like a madman. Just get out and walk. It's a beautiful world we live in,
I lose so much weight, honestly, and I can eat very badly when I go to Europe for a few weeks or a month. And I
saw the Insta stories.
Yeah,
I know.
I literally walk 8 to 10 miles a day, and it's amazing. And I'm drinking alcohol, which I don't do when I'm out here. I'm eating all this sugar, which I shouldn't be doing, and fried foods, because let's be real, if you're from Spain, your diet is bread, pasta, and fried foods. And I can only eat one of those things.
I do wish you drank more, because Tipsy Lauren is amazing.
Anyways, but I'm still losing weight. I believe in my friend, the nutritionist, was telling me that's actually called something. There's a phenomenon. It's like the French phenomenon or something like that, where it's like, it doesn't quite make sense because all you do is drink wine, eat cheese and bread, and you're still healthy. But it's a phenomenon. But
it is.
Walking, just getting out, and it's not like, oh, I walked to and from my car to work.
No, go for a walk.
Maybe after work or on your lunch break. What I used to do when I worked in an office was like at lunch, we had it's called the Ring Road at UC Irvine, and it's a 1 mile loop. So we, like, a bunch of us would take 15, 20 minutes out of our lunch break, and we would all go walk together, like 3 or 4 of us,
nice.
and then go back to the office on a break or something, which is a great way if you're a step counter. Like if you have a pedometer, that's a great way to start as well. If you have an iPhone, it has a pedometer on there already under the health app. So it's a great way just to really see how much or how little. Oh, dude. Like I have one where in Spain, I had 22,000 steps in a day. And then I get back here and I'm like, you did 3,000 steps today. And I'm like,
It's also a great way to keep your blood pressure down.
Yes.
I didn't know that. So like when when I got out of the hospital, my physical therapist that would come see me, because I had outpatient physical therapy, and like my blood pressure would be like spiked. It would be pretty high. He's like, all right, cool. Put your shoes on. Let's go for a walk. And we go for a 5-10 minute walk, and I come back and my blood pressure was significantly lower. Like you have to get your blood flowing, if you just have like a very just stagnant lifestyle, if you're just like sitting around, you're gonna get blood clots, your blood pressure is gonna raise. It has to move. Like it has to flow somewhere,
Yeah.
Get off your butt, see nature. Nature's beautiful.
And it also, like, again, get your sunlight out there. They've done so many tests out there, scientific and medical tests, where like people walking through the forest or through nature, it affects their moods. It affects their physical well-being. Like you have to connect to that. We are beings of nature.
Right.
The other thing that they're showing is that, and the link between fitness and mental health is so profound.
Right.
I wish I had studies off the top of my head, but I don't. But they've seen like people who take and do physical activity, go to the gym, run,
it
walk.
kicks off the endorphins. You feel good.
But it actually helps develop the strength of your brain and the neural pathways.
Yeah, we're all about neuro because we're
the
right? NeuroNerds. But yeah, get out there. Nature's beautiful. When I got out of the hospital, one thing I will never, ever, ever forget is driving home and just feeling free from that bed and those nurses and that place, and just seeing the wind just blow through the leaves of a tree. Like I just, even now, I broke down in tears. It was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen, and so just get out there, walk around, enjoy like this beautiful place we call Earth. Like it's gorgeous out there, no matter where you're at. You could be like overseas. You have trees, you have a sky, you have birds. Mm-hmm. Go see them. Like nature is beautiful. Enjoy it.
And, you can, so what are some ways that you can get healthy? Let's say you don't have a gym membership. I didn't have a gym membership for many, many years. But like you said, you can go outside and walk. If you have a dog, go walk your dog.
Yeah.
Let's say that you don't want to walk in your neighborhood. Drive to the park and walk your dog at the park.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great idea. Like if you don't have nature anywhere near you, like if you live in a city, go to nature.
Yeah, go to a park.
There's parks. There's even schools.
Yeah.
Almost every school, even like I went to like, I don't know, ghetto ass school.
So did I.
There's trees at schools, and there's always a track. Walk around the track.
Yeah.
See some greenery.
During the summer, a lot of high schools open up their pools for free.
Mm-hmm.
So especially if it's very hot, like it is right now, you can just take yourself and a friend or some family, go swim some laps or just hang out in the shallow end.
Yeah, and that's by the pools. It's a hell of a workout.
Yeah,
it really is. Like,
and it's low impact.
Yeah, I went swimming. I have bad knees. I have old basketball injuries in my knees, and like I went swimming, and I'm like, every muscle in my body hurts.
Because you're using them all while you're in water.
It's really I'm like, don't drown. That's all. That's my main focus. Just don't drown.
That's what water wingies are for, and that's what kickboards are for.
If I had, I might get those. I might get like the inflatable wings. I might do it. Why not?
Do it.
I have no shame.
Some other things to do. If you visit your local community center, they often the city often offers free classes.
They do. That's
free
right.
Fitness classes. If you have a YMCA near you, they often have a free gym that you can use. It may not be the most state of the art, but
yeah. If you pay to go to a gym, a lot of gyms have free classes that you can take. They have like free yoga classes. They have, free HIIT workout, high intensity interval training.
Your membership may also include like 1 or 2 free personal trainer consultations.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Let's say you're not a big gym person. You don't know what to do. My recommendation, if you go to one of the larger gyms, either they might offer you a free consultation, or I would upfront pay $60. It's usually $60 to $75 to have an hour with a personal trainer that can help evaluate what you need. Again, so what if you're not into the gym route? You can go dance. Like take ballet classes. You can, for flexibility,
shake
yoga.
your butt at a club.
Yeah, going out at night and dancing for a few hours, you're going to sweat a lot.
Yes.
Don't
yes,
drink,
you
though.
are.
Don't drink your brain out.
Yeah, well, no. You can also work out at home. So like being away from a gym and like literally living on the side of a mountain. It's
a hill.
It's a mountain.
It's a hill.
Am I making a mountain out of a molehill?
Yes.
I'm making a mountain out of a molehill. So like it's like takes some effort to get out of here. So like working out at home is like a thing that we do. What's amazing is, and it costs nothing, check out YouTube. YouTube has like 1 million people showing you certain workouts. Find the one that works for you. If you live in an apartment, you don't need a whole hell of a lot of room.
You don't.
You need like as much room as like a yoga mat. If you don't have a yoga mat, just, I don't know, throw a blanket on the floor.
Yeah, get a comforter, kind of that kind of thing. But definitely, like, you don't even need a TV. Just have your phone, have your laptop. There are so many different schools of thought on there. A lot of free tutorials. There are some pay for tutorials on YouTube, but YouTube is an excellent free resource.
It is.
So it's an awesome opportunity for you to find a workout that works for you. And if you don't like YouTube, Instagram.
Yeah,
Instagram's
has another one.
That too. Again, I would recommend you seeking out a professional's help first, just for safety standpoint, to make sure you're using the correct muscles.
Yeah, don't be arrogant. Oh, I know. If you're arrogant, you would be in better shape.
I have a personal
trainer. Why am I attacking?
Like, wow. I was like, I had a personal trainer. She developed the workout that I needed, and then I'm able to then, like, because I'm not certified in like weightlifting or kettlebells. So she showed me the technique. And so now years later, I can still go into a gym and get my workout on, you know? But same thing, I'm a professional pole dancer and an instructor. I still have coaches. I still go to classes to make sure that my technique's correct.
Damn right. Look, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
That is so true.
So get out there, be active, enjoy nature. It's
be your own superhero, right? Like that's another thing. Go find your favorite superhero. Maybe it's Captain America. Maybe it's Xena. Maybe it's Buffy. Maybe it's Batman. You know.
No, it's probably Batman.
Batman is a master of millions of martial arts. But, you know, kind of like look at them and be like, okay, what kind of workout would they do if they had to like create a workout? There's a lot of people online that have developed workouts for those superheroes or for those characters. And follow that. Like, use that as your goal. If you need some motivation, get a picture of Chris Evans in that Dorito-shaped body, shirtless. Right?
Wow. That's what I use for motivation.
I was like, where am I going? Oh, yeah. And
sorry, I got distracted by his pecs.
Yeah. Anyways, and his abs. But, maybe use that as motivation to be like, you know what? I want to get Dorito shaped, right? And then
instead of eating Doritos, try to be a Dorito. Oh my God, that's awesome. I love that.
That's a great way to end this episode.
That's got to be on a t-shirt somewhere.
Don't
eat a burrito.
No,
eat a burrito. Well, you know what? Joe's hungry. Don't eat a Dorito. Be a Dorito.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
It. You know, it'd be great if like Doritos is like, we're going to sponsor your episode. And we're like, no, don't really eat Doritos. Like work out to look like one. It's hashtag body goals.
Seriously.
I look like keep saying burrito. I really am hungry.
He's really hungry.
Be active, get out there. And again, like motivation to look like a Dorito or Chris Evans. I have motivation and some of you do too. I want to live.
Yeah, that's a good motivation too.
There's nothing more motivating than that, you know? As always, the NeuroNerds, we are here to help. Follow us everywhere. We want a special thanks to Avid Technology for sponsoring our episode. We sound so good and amazing because of Avid and Pro Tools, and everything that we do is mixed and put together on Pro Tools and all their equipment because Avid is amazing.
And they believe in our message and they want to help us spread it.
Yes. Spread it like... See, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I was going to say like spread it like jelly on bread. Maybe I'll have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich because I'm hungry. See?
I know. I'm hungry too.
So follow us everywhere. Joso rocks at everything. Lauren L. Manzano, the NeuroNerds. The NeuroNerds, we're here to help. Let us know what you think. Get out there. Be active.
Go be physical.
Be animal. Right? Like the second verse.
I was going to...
I want to get animal. And listen to the song. That's how it goes.
Because we don't want to get in trouble. So, all right, guys, have a great rest of your week.
NeuroNerds out.